Over 90% of startups fail every single year. And today I'm going to be showing you the exact reasons why they do and how much the website actually affects that more than you think it does. The reason for that is because it does a lot of the heavy lifting for you in terms of trust, authority, and clarity in terms of what you're offering and the mistakes that people have in it. There's only about three things that really matter for you to get right. And just getting these right are huge because a lot of websites are just templated, boring. Nobody really cares. It's just kind of meh. It doesn't have to be exciting and a bunch of designs. It's not what I'm talking about when I say it's boring. As boring as in it doesn't stand out against anything. It looks like everybody else. It kind of talks like everybody else, looks like everybody else, sounds like everybody else, probably does what everybody else does as well. And that's probably why it's not going to do too well. And if 90% of businesses are failing and you sound like everybody else, where do you really think you're going to be going if you don't take care of these three things? If you don't know me, my name's Chris. I have a startup venture studio and I help get their businesses to market profitably. We've helped over 1,400 people either validate, launch, build their website, get them to market in some shape or form. So today we'll be talking about why they matter and a few examples of some websites that do really well, but are still missing a few things. And one that has a really great example of everything that's doing it all right. This is the basic generic web design template you're going to see. If you get a web designer, if you get any kind of web developer, this is probably where you're going to get something like this. They're not professional at sales. They're not professionals at marketing. All they do is build what you tell them to do. Some might be okay at some of them combined, which is great on them. But in the end, if you don't know specifically what you need to look for, you're just going to leverage on them. They're just going to build it using the best practices that they know and that they charge for accordingly, which is not bad. But the reason why you don't want to go down this path of doing it is because when you're a startup, the most important thing that matters is your finances, your runway, having enough cash to fuel your growth. That could be through paid ads, that could be through SEO, that could be depending what you sell. It could be down a bunch of different advertising channels, but you want to have as much money go towards that as possible. And what supports those doing well and capture they call shadow traffic. So like people that don't convert or don't buy from you from your ads, but then they go look at your website, look at your reviews, look at all that stuff from the back end. And that stuff is what helps convert even more people. So it kind of makes that loop of like you send people to your ads or with content or with whichever channel. And then the ones that don't convert, they go to your other areas like your website, your reviews, all that stuff. And then you convert them on top of that. It makes that virtual cycle. So if you are trying to prioritize converting as many people as possible and standing out, because that's what makes you different, unique, and it shows that you know what you're talking about as well. If you're able to go a little bit against the common businesses, the most common market elements out there, like whatever is really just talked about right now, if you're like away from that, you're going to get a lot of interest in you because you don't look like everybody else who's just shouting that they have something to sell. Now, the three things that we're going to talk about includes identifying who you're literally speaking to, like the type of person you speak to, you sell to, is a person you need to be writing for on your page. Who's the literal person you're speaking to? What kind of life do they have? What do they really look like, sound like, do, have fears of, goals, aspirations, all this stuff? You really want to get specific to who you're literally talking to. And that's going to isolate a lot of people, but it's going to magnetize the ones that really resonate with it. And it's going to increase your conversion rates like crazy. So if you just say something generic, enjoy personal moments. I know this is for travel and you're selling to a broad amount of people, but you can still be a little specific and have somebody a little like kind of resonate with this a little bit. Enjoying personal moments. Yeah, you can just tighten it up a little bit. And I'll give you an example. Expedia does it really well, bunch of pop-ups. But the one place you go to go places, this is selling to the person who likes to move around a lot. You can infer that. You can kind of just really tell who they're talking to by them identifying as the place you use to just go everywhere. This is meant for a frequent traveler. It's not, although business people use Expedia for sure, it's not talking to business people. It's not talking to having these experiences. It's talking about being the one you go to for volume, for traveling here and there and Cancun and Brazil and Mexico and France and Germany. You want to go all these places, you go to Expedia. And that is the difference. They stand for something in some kind of way too, which leads me onto the branding part of it. Expedia brands itself as this place that you use for volume, flying, going everywhere, renting cars, hotels. You're going through a bunch of stuff. They help set that up for you and they make it easy for people who binge volume in traveling to do it in a way that works. Which leads me on to that second thing. So it is about your branding. You need to stand for something. If you don't stand for something, you're going to, again, look like everybody else. And you're not trying to look like everybody else. Because if you look like everybody else, where do you think your business is going to go? It's probably going to fail because 90% of them do. So you shouldn't be copying the majority. You should be copying or trying to take what they do and apply it in your own way, essentially just the framework. You want to take the framework and plug in your pieces into it and make it work for you. Now, just for clarity, don't copy. I wholeheartedly don't like when people plagiarize and copy. Don't copy people's stuff. Just do what you need to do to make your business stand out more and copy the frameworks that other people use to make their businesses work. So stand for something. It could be in your About Us page. It could be in part of your headline. People can kind of get it based on how you're writing your headline on the front page, which leads me to my next company I'm be talking to. So this one's a step up even above Expedia in terms of how I look at it. And this one's instantly, if you couldn't tell through the title. But this one helps you find clients instantly. You can tell by what they stand for through their logo, through even just their business name. They definitely stand out in terms of how they portray themselves. They're talking about getting clients through AI, which every AI startup right now usually talks like that. But they at least have some level of branding around it. You have the lightning logo, which looks great. You have the ease of use, which looks great. The page looks simple, which clarifies that it's simple and easy to use. All these things mean something. So as long as it's clear, unique, stands out, and doesn't sound like everybody else, and speaking to a specific person, you're going to do really well. And you're going to be able to maximize the amount of money your investors have or what you have if you're bootstrapped to get your startup to grow really fast through paid ads, social, any other marketing channel. The thing that they're missing for instantly in this case is they're missing this ideal customer profile. You can get a hint of it through the people that's left in testimonials, reviews, stuff like that, clients that use them. You kind of tell who they're selling to, but they're still not talking about who they serve, who they help support, all this stuff. And it's not a make or break kind of thing, but when you're small, you need to maximize the amount of good things you're doing. Essentially, you need to minimize all the bad things that you're missing. You don't want to miss out on a few percentage points because it could make the difference between having a good run rate, surviving your ad spend, surviving your cost of marketing to get clients. These percentage points makes a difference. When you're making 40 million a year, like instantly, you can get away with mistakes that small companies can't get away with. So you have to do as many good things as possible to get to where you want to go, to get to the size where if you want to make larger changes, you don't have to be as efficient. But when you're small, you have to be lean and efficient. Like that's a critical thing. You have to be lean and efficient. Here, they're not talking about anybody. The other mistake I noticed too, they're really just talking about their features. They have one benefit since I looked at their website probably about a month ago. They changed it a little bit, which now they have benefits here. So they have reach clients on autopilot, which is a huge benefit. Automate your outreach, just repeating the same thing. The visuals are really good. They literally show you super easy. You look at it, 2 seconds, you understand what to do, what's going on, and that if you could do it yourself. So they did make some good changes at the top, but they're talking about their features, which features you should never talk about. AI workflows, connect your tools, optimize for revenue. They're just a generic, bland. They're useful, of course. People care about features. Put in the features section. Don't put it on your homepage where people are looking to resonate, see what you're about, and get the benefits of the features. But it's still The ones that they used to put are still good because here they're talking about AI workflows, which means that it incorporates with all the other AI tools that you probably use, which is great if you have a lot of different tools. And there was another section here, or they did change it, but they're saying you can connect your tools to it, which makes it convey that it's not some kind of like outside external thing. Like you have a bunch of stuff going on and you need to add this to your tools list. This is telling you that you can integrate it with your existing tools and make it work together. So it's not going to be like its own thing. It's going to require its own training, require its own team to manage it. It's something that integrates already with what you're doing. So it doesn't require as much risk on the client side, which is a great feature to advertise if you do have a tool that connects through a bunch of different applications. So Instantly does it really well. And now I want to show you the Crown business that I think is doing really well. They're making a lot of money. They were backed by Y Combinator, YC, and their website is really good too. By the way, I'm not sponsored by any of these. You don't find any affiliate links for anything. I don't do affiliates. I only have my business's products that we serve. We don't sell any of these. And again, if you are looking for any kind of web development support, you can check the links in the description. We do web development and web design for startups specifically. We offer free web designs as well, so you can see it before you actually get it, and we can get the design right, and then you could like it, and then we can build it out. So we offer free web designs as well if you're a legitimate startup or you're bootstrapping, you're trying to get something off the ground. So you can apply to that down below. So now we're going to be talking about this company called GojiBerry. This one, the headline is perfect, says it all: find and contact high intent leads with AI, which is what a lot of go-to-market services want, go-to-market companies want. And I have a quick CTA here with a bunch of positive reviews popping out and their ratings. So the front page looks really good. Now you go a little lower, that who uses it, which is great as well. And then they start talking about their benefits instead of their features. So here you'll see your sales agents run 24/7 and gets better every week, which for them is a benefit, but for you is also a benefit too, because the longer you're with them, the more your results will start to improve over time as the system learns who to sell, who you should be selling. So their visuals, again, are great. They're talking about finding and scoring your best leads, which is not a feature, but it's actually a benefit. So you get to find the leads and you get to score them on autopilot. And their imagery is really solid because we're literally showing how easy it looks to do it. It basically looks like it's on autopilot. And I've used it before. I think that it is really good as well. And this is now going to only your best prospects, nothing else. So this is to filter out the ones that are not relevant to what you sell, which is great. And it does it on autopilot also. Now, also another benefit is the multi-channel outreach that books demos. So it's not just talking about it books demos. It's talking about how it has a multi-platform approach to it, through DMs, through email, through getting contacts and leads. And then it fills up your calendar, which filling up your calendar is the benefit. Gets better every week through the learning. And it talks about the simple steps it takes to add it into your business with some other testimonials, and also how it incorporates itself into your tech stack, a little bit how Instantly did it. So you'll see here that they're trying to show that it seamlessly fits into your stack. It's not something extra that you need to do that's a burden. It's part of what you do already. Now it's showing tangible numbers, what you can save, what you can make, some more reviews, integration with your tools again, pricing and whatnot. That has a little CTA at the bottom, which is good. So this is, if you were to launch a startup, you should be looking at frameworks like this company does, GojiBerry. Do not copy their website, just take the frameworks that they use. Here they're talking about this. You can talk about what you do in that area, fill in the blanks, and structure it section-wise accordingly. That's going to put you miles ahead. So if you're a startup and you're looking to make sure that your ad spend your revenue, everything is tied to growth as much as possible, and you're minimizing the amount of bleed and loss and risk with your startup, then check the links down below. We have a bunch of different services for startups. We have validation, which helps you go to market profitably. We have our SaaS launch program that takes your idea and we build out the actual software itself. So we build out the SaaS, we build out the business automation, we build out the marketing, we do the entire thing, and we consult with you until you hit your first 100,000 annual recurring revenue. So we have a bunch of different programs that help startup founders. Check the links down below, and I'll see you in the next video.